G'day all, it's Denodon here, and today we are back in World of Warships, where I'm doing a quick video showing off some gameplay in my Aoba here, which is a Japanese cruiser, a heavy cruiser to be more specific. Now, in a contrast to the previous video, I'm this time recording this as it was, a replay, so this is actually, post-commentary instead of live. Reason being, it allows me to do more camera work like this, where you can admire the detail in the models a little better, and, I can still explain exactly what I did during the battle. But anyway, this was just the beginning. Let me just bring up the HUD and change the camera for normal, so you can see what we're doing. But yeah, it is a standard, what's it called, like a standard sort of capture mode, domination as it's called. And yes, this is just a team, and interesting if you look at the team setup, there is a Colorado as the enemy versus, a New York, so we assumed we were going to lose. Actually, if you brought up the chat, it did say, yeah, this guy, Historical Gamer, reckons that we were definitely going to lose, which, spoiler alert, is actually not the case. But yep, so I'm doing what I normally do, which is just, sort of charge towards a capture point, because I like to play aggressive, and you can see I was detected here. So let's just actually speed it up a little, which I can do. So yep, we've seen a Nicholas, so I opened fire on him first, but there's also a Mitsuki in there. So I decided to have, a couple of fires off at him and see if I can get him down. So if we reposition the camera down, I lost my steering there. Look, there we go, watch me dodging some shells here. And yeah, I tried to prioritize the destroyers first because they're the ones that do the most damage. So let's just turn that HUD off again. I love those muzzle blasts, they look really cool. But yeah, the advantage of this, of course, is I can see what I did when I was too busy concentrating during the game. But yeah, it's interesting that the HUD does show the camera thing for the guns, but for me, what I can see when I'm firing, so that's interesting. Oh, yeah, there was a couple of shells there. Let's just get back onto here. Yeah, now they're locked proper to show you what I was actually aiming at, so I'll leave it on this for now. But yeah, you can see taking a bunch of fire. Actually, I'm just going to use my usual Alt-Enter, or Alt and Numpad Enter, and then Escape to get the alt information held up permanently. And you can see, I'm getting some decent damage on the Mitsuki. He's almost down, and he should go down pretty soon. I've got that Murmansk firing at me, and the Nicholas. So I was trying to, avoid getting hit by both of them, and there we go. The Mitsuki was sunk, and I got first blood, so that's always handy. But if you look over there, the rest of the team is kind of confronted by a whole lot of ships. So I'm like, I don't want to get too close to them. I've got a firing range of 14.9 kilometers here. So I was like, I can do some, but I want to get too close. So there's this A over here who was firing at me. But yeah, so basically, oh, there's Nicholas. But yeah, basically the Japanese cruisers, they do, I don't know, I suppose they do more damage in a way. They're a bit more anti-surface ship specialized. These guns here, like this gun here, they are slow turning. Oh yeah, they're slow turning as you can see, but they have like nice guns in there, 8-inch guns on this, and they have quite decent arcs, which is useful. And they also do, decent damage, which is always handy. The other thing is that the Japanese cruisers tend to have more guns than the American ones, particularly later on. The Japanese cruisers are also stealthier, so they tend to be able to get in closer before being detected, which you can see I'm using the detection flag on one of my guys like I do with the destroyers. There's a Miyoko there, which is the next ship after this Aoba. I assume I'm pronouncing those right, I may not be. But yeah, they're basically, the dedicated anti-surface ships. Their AA guns are pretty terrible. Then you've got the American cruisers, and their guns are maybe not as good. They have higher firing arcs, so they're better for plunging fire, but plunging fire is also hard to aim and easy to avoid if you see it coming. And the American cruisers also have the issue of being easier to detect a lot of the time, but their AA guns are much better, so you know, those are what you want to be using. But yeah, I was focusing on the Aoba there, but I saw the Nicholas. I'm like, can I get him or not? I was saying maybe. It's hard to really tell. Like, you know, it's hard to tell what I'm actually aiming at sometimes. It's just the problem with post-commentary. Or post-commentary, rather, however you prefer to pronounce it. But yeah, so this is just, you know, look, you can see they've captured 2 points. We've not even got 1 yet, so I was like, maybe we're going to lose this here. So yeah, just trying to reposition. Oh, he moved in a bit. But yeah, this is, what's the name of the map? Land of Fire. It's a really nice map. As you can see, the lighting is quite nice on it. But yeah, so the cruisers are interesting ships, that is to say. They play, like, basically like I described them in my previous video, they play like medium tanks. They're good at taking out destroyers because they got hard-hitting guns with decent rates of fire. But they're not ideal to take against battleships because their armor is pretty weak. So your best bet is to play as escort, pretty much. I mean, they dominate early in the game, like the early tiers, mostly because battleships either don't exist or are very weak. But the further you go, the stronger they get. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm firing at the Nicholas there. Some interesting lag going on, it seems, with the recording. I'm not too sure exactly why that is for ship locations. But yeah, you can see I'm just doing some damage to him, and he is basically dead. If we zoom in, you can watch him as he gets finished off. I don't think I got him, I don't remember. No. Yeah, that was my last salvo on him. Someone else got him. Yep. But yes, then I was like, alright, who have we got? We've got the Aoba over here, you know, in front of me that I had to watch for. There's the torps from the Nicholas, safely missing and running out of range. But yeah, here's the Aoba. Yeah, I was firing at one of the ones over there. The Aoba is nice and close, but you'll also notice he was showing his broadside to me, which is, you know, never a good thing on a ship, because it means I'm more likely to be able to hit them and use actual citadel damage using AP, which is what I did here. So watch the AP go down, and yeah, I got a citadel there straight away. And yeah, basically a citadel is when the damage penetrates, so you know, that's something. But yeah, so I basically just decided to chase him down more than anything else here. So we're just coming around. I'll speed it up again because there's a lot of sailing to try and get around this island. I sailed in here in case he launched torps in that gap. In the end, he didn't, or at least I didn't detect them. But yeah, so sail around the island, bring myself back into a firing position, which we can see is there. Those shells, if I remember right, yep, I got 2 citadels on him there, so that was more penetrations. And I was like, you know, I can do this now, he's pretty weak. And then you can see these planes coming in, these bastard planes. I got another 2 citadels there on the Aoba, so that took him out. But then if you watch, I use my AA ability, that's T. But yeah, the dive bombers come in first, they set me on fire. And then these torp bombers come in, they see there, they've dropped 1 lot of torps. And then the second lot drops around the same time, so I try to, you know, drop my speed down so I, you know, minimize my hits. If I'm going to be hit, try and make hit by just 1. So yeah, I've got just the 1 hit, but yeah. So I've repaired myself, as you can see there, and the AA ability is used up. Then I saw this Congo over here, who was basically just hiding. I'm like, you know, I'm going to try and rain some HE fire, because I assumed my AP shells wouldn't penetrate his armor, which is generally the case with battleships, so I was like, I'll rain down high explosive. If anything, it takes out his AA, makes him easier for our friendly carrier to take him out. So yeah, just sailing along down here, and yep, you see the destroyer here, the Izyaslav, or however it's pronounced, basically going with me at this point. Kept on firing at the Congo, apparently managed to set him on fire. You'll notice my health is very low at this point, and I was mostly wanting to go for that carrier there, the Ryoju, or however you pronounce it. Again, like I said, I'm terrible with these names. But yeah, I was like, that Congo at the same time is going to be trouble. And here I lost my steering, so my ship is in a constant turn. And for 30 seconds, because I was still waiting for the repair to reset, I just had to, let myself sail in a circle and hope we were able to take him out. But he was also the last battleship by this point, and you can see we've got 2 captures. So we're out actually winning this, so I'm like, maybe we can do it. The Congo moved behind the rock, so I was like, I'm going to keep my focus on him, but try and get around towards the carrier. And then the Congo poked himself out again, so I was like, let's try and, finish him off. Just, do my best to help the team. I managed to avoid most of his fire earlier, and at this point he changed to start firing at, I think, the other cruiser. Yeah, no, he was focusing on the destroyer, that's right. But you'll see another lot of planes coming in here, and my repair ability was just used up so I could get my steering, so that was bad timing on my behalf. I shouldn't have used it there. But yeah, you can see dive bombers, one of them hit me and set me on fire. He launched his torps, but I managed to dodge them, and you can see the friendly carriers, fighters shooting at them. I failed to prioritize them, but I was still managing to shoot them down anyway. Get a few more shots on that Congo, because he was the only one I had a firing solution on. And he's almost gone down. Notice I'm stuck on fire because I'm waiting for the repair to go, but the fire is burning. That proved to be the downfall for me, because you can see it's quite a nasty fire. It's taking the HP down rather rapidly, which is not what you like. And yeah, so I was like, come on, maybe the repair will get me back soon, but no, there we go. The fire destroys my ship, so we can watch as the fire suddenly spreads and then the ship will just itself sink. Which was a shame, because like I said, we did actually end up winning the battle, which is always a nice thing. But yeah, you can watch it as the water sort of bubbles around the midships and then it starts to settle. And instead of any real list, it just sort of goes straight down. I mean, sometimes they sink differently, which is nice, but in this case it goes straight down. But yeah, so that was my battle in the Aoba, with a nice sort of parting shot there, and yeah, like I said, we ended up winning, so that is always nice. But anyway, until the next video, I'm Denodon, this is World of Warships, safe sailing.